Hi folks, welcome back to Badger State Adventures. Hunting season's right around the corner here, and whether you're bow hunting, gun hunting, what have you, it's always a good thing to follow the proper procedures as far as safety. So today what we wanted to do is get out here and do a little tree stand safety bit for everybody. Every year in Wisconsin, not just Wisconsin, but all over the place, you hear of accidents that are happening regarding tree stands and safety precautions. Every year people are seriously injured or worse, and the fact of the matter is a lot of it can be prevented. A lot of it is controllable. There are instances where it's a freak accident, but 90% of it can probably be controlled, and that's what we're out here hoping to do. Provide some insight, some tips. We're going to be doing a little bit of demonstration with a climbing stand and also a hang-on stand that we brought along with us today. Just two of the more typical stands that people will use. So we're going to demo how to hang them, how to get in them safely, bring your weapon up. But before we do that, of course, we need a full body harness. Well, there we go. Got my full body harness on. I wish it was that easy. At 5 o'clock in the morning I could just stand there and snap my hands and there it is. But there's numerous kinds of these fall arrest systems. This happens to be a full body harness. This is the kind that is recommended. There's also, you'll see like chest straps that go around the tree, the vests, such as you got your hunter safety systems and various knockoffs of them. But a full body harness, like the vest, is designed to kind of trap your whole body if you were to fall. It's the best route to go. Safety needs to be a #1 concern for people. I think it kind of gets put on the back burner sometimes. People forget about it. They're, oh, I don't want to do it. I'll be fine. Well, you'll be fine until something happens, and then then what do you do? It's designed to save your life, so please wear them. We're going to get into some of our demonstrations here, getting these tree stands up in this tree here. We're not going to go super high, just for video purposes. It's just the meat and potatoes, get the point out there. So alright, as I already mentioned, we're only going to be about 5-6 feet off the ground here just for demonstration purposes. No point in being up 20 feet up in the tree and having to get a video man up there to videotape me up there too. So we're going to jump right in it, show you how I hang these, and then we'll go into getting into these stands safely, bringing your weapons up, and we'll also go through the climber. Full body arrest system on, and these things are actually made so you can loop yourself around the tree here with this strap that is to your tether, which is meant to go around the tree when you're in the stand. But you can loop yourself around this tree, and you can kind of, you don't want to stand out here and test your limits, but you always want to stay relatively close to the tree, but you're strapped in, so if you do lose your handle, it's going to catch you. So I've got this one hung already. Now I'll just go into how I get in and out of these tree stands. One thing to remember when you're getting in or out of these tree stands is you want to maintain a 3-point system. You want to have at least one hand 2 feet, or 1 foot and 2 hands on the tree or on the stand itself, just to make sure if you do start to slip or something, you can catch yourself. One thing to remember when you're getting in and out of these tree stands is you don't want to have any loose garments, straps from your backpacks or fanny packs, what have you, hanging out that are going to catch, especially if you've got these screw-in steps, because if you catch on something like that and you fall, it's going to hurt. So make sure you got everything tight to your body, tight handle on the tree. Remember, a 3-point system, but when you're getting into this thing, I'm still maintaining a 3-point system getting into this thing. You can flip your seat up, use the tree to pull yourself up, and you're in. Now, the very first thing you want to do when you get into a tree stand is attach yourself. Because what's the point of having this if you're going to mess around up here and not attach yourself? You start pulling your backpack or your bow or gun up or something and you don't have this attached, down you go. So we'll attach that. And now that we're in, you want to make sure when you're climbing into these stands you don't have all your gear on you. There's no sense in climbing up with your backpack or your bow or your gun. You can leave all that stuff on the ground because ideally you're going to want to have a rope. I have a rope on me at all times. I have one in my pack and I have one in my pocket. So what I do is I'll climb up with one end of that rope, attach it to this cable on the tree stand, attach it to my gear on the ground. Once I'm strapped in, ready to go, I'll just hoist that stuff up. But that's how you get in to a tree stand safely. I guess now what I'll do is I'll demonstrate how I get out of these things, and then we'll go into the climber demonstration. Alright, with these full body arrest systems, like I said, when you're climbing up, just as when you're climbing down, you don't want any loose straps or anything. So what I do is I just hook this thing up and I pull it tight around my body, kind of like a belt. Kind of helps hold all your clothing, your bulky clothing, especially when it's cold out, tight to your body. But remember, 3-point system. So right now I've got 1 foot on the stand, 2 on the tree. I'm going to use that tree to hold myself while I lower myself down to this first peg. And then bring my 2nd foot down to the next peg. I always want to maintain a 3-point system and keep your center of gravity real close to this tree. Now I'm on the ground, got in and out of the tree stand safely. But now we'll go into the climber aspect of it and demonstrate how we get our gear in and out of these trees. Alright, we've gone through the proper way to hang on stand and get in and out of it safely. Now we're going to jump right into the climber aspect of it. Same thing with the climber as with anything else. You always want to inspect it before you use it. Make sure there's no mechanical flaws, no broken welds, no rips in your straps or anything. And always read the manufacturer's labels on the recommended way to use these things. Also, same with this. First thing you do when you get into this stand is you hook up your safety harness. The thing that's nice with these climbers is they're a lot safer to get up and down than just climbing sticks into a hang-on, but also you're attached to the tree at all times. There are other ways to do this other than just attaching yourself to the tree with the harness like this. They make like a tether rope now that you can run the length of the tree and tether yourself to, so you can just move your tether rope up and down as you go up and down the tree. As you can see, this isn't, it works, but it's not ideal in my opinion. I'd rather have a rope that I can just, move with one hand. But this works. So first thing you do, hook this up, get your foot straps in nice and tight. There's different kinds of climbers. This just happens to be one that you can strap to your feet. So here we go. And then as you climb, you can raise your harness as you go. That way if you do fall, you're attached to the tree. The nice thing with this then is once you're up to where you want to be, you're basically ready to haul your gear up and hunt. You're already hooked in here, so just undo your foot straps. Make your seat all nice and cozy. And you're ready to go. I'm gonna pretend like I'm Jeremy. It's 5 o'clock and it's supper time, so it's time to get this thing down and go eat. Getting these climbers down is just reverse of how you got it up. You always want to maintain your contact with the tree with your harness. You're just going to descend and lower this as you go. Alright, and the last thing you do once you're down is you unhook your harness. Pretty simple. Pretty easy steps to take to be safe. You just got to make sure you do it and don't slough off, because the first time you think, oh, it won't happen to me, that's when it'll happen. Alright, another area where a lot of tree stand accidents happen other than getting in and out of a tree stand, is getting your equipment up or out of the tree, especially when it comes to getting your firearm, which we have here for demonstration, up or out of the tree. Alright, first thing you want to do, especially when you're bringing a firearm up into the tree, is make sure that that firearm is empty. It's on safe. I usually pop my magazine out, if you have a magazine, and put it in my pocket until I get up into the tree stand. Cycle it a few times, make sure it's empty. It is. Leave the action open, and then we're ready to get this thing up into the tree. So, you've got your rope tied to your stand already, or if you're in a hang-on stand, you're going to take one end up with you and tie it. But before you get up there, you want to make sure you tie off your firearm. Now, I'm not a knot guy. I used to know a lot of knots when I was in Boy Scouts, but that was a long time ago, so I don't remember those things. But what I do is I'll put at least a double knot into it, pull on it a few times, make sure it's nice and snug. You're going to want to pull up a firearm stock first, barrel pointed down. Always remember gun safety. You want to treat every gun as if it were loaded, which means you probably don't want to point that gun in your direction. So if you pull it up barrel first, that's exactly what you're going to be doing. So pull it up stock first. Make sure your knot's tight. Then you're ready to get up into that stand. I double knot it up on the stand too. And once I'm in the tree stand, once I have my harness attached, ready to go, I will then proceed to lift that firearm up into the tree stand, stock first, barrel down. Better to have a barrel full of dirt than wind up having an accident. You'd be surprised how many people will raise their gun up into the tree stand while it's still loaded. It's not a safe thing to do, so you always want to be safe. Safety first. Alright folks, safety is the #1 priority when it comes to enjoying Wisconsin's outdoors. We hope we've brought some pointers and tips your way to show you how easy it is to do this stuff in order, to make sure you're safe. If it takes a little extra time, it's probably worth it. If it seems unsafe, it's probably not safe, so don't do it. What I like to do is, and it's always fun, if you're with somebody, to enjoy the outdoors with somebody. So I like to follow a buddy system. I'll go hunting with somebody who knows where I am, or at the very least, I'll let somebody know where I'm going to be, where I'm going to be parked, where I'm going to, when I'm going to come home. What time about I'll be home. You can carry a cell phone with you or a walkie-talkie, some form of contact, so if something does happen, you've got that source of contact on you, you can contact somebody. Just remember to follow the proper steps and procedures to be safe. It's going to make your experiences in the outdoors that much more enjoyable. If something were to happen, then you can't enjoy that stuff anymore. So thank you for joining us this week on Badger State Adventures. Check out our website at badgerstateadventures.com. We cruise around. There's some cool stuff on there, cool photos, video clips. And until next time, good hunting and stay safe.